Wow, so the kids made it all the way to 2:25 p.m. at the school assembly. They probably would have gotten away with it if there wasn't an assembly, but anyway, we're on to chapter 25, which is called Karen Ballard's House. So that begins on Sunday, April 30th. Chapter 25, Karen Ballard's House, 9:04 p.m. Karen lay in bed with her eyes closed. She was tired of talking and arguing. Her parents were furious on Friday, angry with her on Saturday, and they were still pretty mad on Sunday. She couldn't remember the last time they had been so mad for so long. All weekend Karen had listened to them. "We are disappointed in you. Your mother and I expect you to show better judgment than that." When it was Karen's turn to speak, she had repeated 11 words over and over and over until they began to lose their meaning. "We ran the class, we did our work, we behaved ourselves." Character, her mother reminded her, is how you act when no one is watching. "I know," Karen said stubbornly. "I'm proud of how we acted." This was true mostly, except for one small thing. Her conscience was clear. On Friday, when Mrs. Zametti came into the room to get Sean O'Day, Karen had said that the sub had gone to the bathroom. That was a small lie, but it was still wrong, and she intended to apologize to Mrs. Zametti. The downstairs phone started ringing. It hadn't stopped ringing all weekend. She hoped that it wasn't for her, but in a moment she heard footsteps on the stairs. The door opened, and the silhouette of her mother appeared in the doorway. "Karen, are you awake?" her mother asked. Karen could hear the coldness in her mother's voice. Would her parents stay mad at her forever? "Yeah." "Mr. Fabiano is on the phone. He wants to talk to you." Karen climbed out of bed and stumbled into the hallway. This was the call she'd been dreading. "Hello?" Karen thought her voice sounded faint, uncertain. "Hi, Karen. This is Mr. Fabiano." Pause. "I'm really sorry to be calling you so late at night, but I just got home." "That's okay," she said softly. Another pause. "I guess you heard, huh?" "I just got off the phone with Mr. Peacock," he said. "He's pretty upset." "I know," Karen said. "I'm just trying to figure out what happened on Friday," Mr. Fabiano said. "We ran the class ourselves," she said, flattered that he had called her. "Yes, Mr. Peacock told me that," Mr. Fabiano said. "But what did you do all day?" "We did our work mostly," she said. "You did?" "Yes, sir. Some kids fooled around a little, but we got a lot of work done too. I ran the class, sort of, and I followed the plans you left for the sub. Let's see, we did spelling, math, dear. We did just about everything." "Did you write?" he asked. "Yes, sir. We wrote a ton. As a matter of fact, we wrote like 4 times, I think." "All right," he said. He sounded he sounded relieved. "Karen, did anything out of the ordinary happen? Anything I should know about?" "Well, yes." Karen took a deep breath. "Bastian told us it was his last day, so he took a vote and decided to have a rock ritual." "When was that?" Mr. Fabiano asked. "Around 2 o'clock," she said, "before the assembly. We passed around the rock, but when it was Rachel's turn, she started writing Bastian these notes about Tommy Feathers. He started yelling at her. They got into this really big argument." "About Tommy?" "Yes, sir," Karen said. She swallowed. "It ended up okay, but it got a little scary for a while. They were both crying." "Did Rachel talk?" he asked. "No," Karen said, "but she cried a lot. Bastian did too." "I see." Another pause. "Mr. Fabiano, in a way I feel like I should apologize, but in another way I don't. It's kind of hard to explain." "Karen, we'll talk about this tomorrow." "Mr. Fab, are you mad at me?" "Should I be?" he asked. "No, I don't think so," Karen replied. "I really don't." "I'll see you tomorrow morning," he told her. "Get some sleep." And that's the end of chapter 25, Karen Ballard's House.